What's playing out currently in Karnataka, where the opposition is piling pressure on Minister KS Eshwarappa to resign. His fate hangs in the balance after an FIR was lodged against him for alleged abetment to suicide in the Santosh Patil death case. Protests against Eshwarappa are currently underway. I want to take this across to Nolan Pinto, who's joining us live from Bengaluru with more details on this. Nolan, the opposition upping the ante. We understand more protests are taking place today as well.
Well, in fact, the senior leaders have just been detained by the police over here. They started walking from the Congress Bhavan. Their main idea was to walk towards the Chief Minister's official residence, that is on Racecourse Road itself. You can clearly see the ruckus on the road as of now. Senior leaders' cars are over here. What was also interesting is that the police made sure that the barricades were placed at this spot, because moving towards that area is where senior leaders from the government do stay. So while they were actually stopped over here, DK Shivakumar, the KPCC president, as well as Surjewala actually jumped the barricades. So they jumped, he almost tripped and fell, but after that they were detained over there. So as of now, the Congress is upping the ante, making sure that that pressure is put on the government to first either sack the minister or at least he tenders his resignation, and then finally he is immediately arrested. This is what former Chief Minister and leader of opposition Siddaramaiah, he himself being a lawyer, has stated, that one, abetment to suicide, which means he can't be left free. Any normal or a common man would have been arrested immediately. So he's questioning, why are the police not arresting him? And if the police are not arresting him, it is because the Chief Minister is siding and supporting him.
So just a few moments ago, and we're playing out those images on your screens right now. To the right of your screens are the images from just a few moments ago from that protest site, where senior leaders of the Congress were taken into custody. They were detained. The likes of DK Shivakumar were there. You had the Karnataka Congress chief Siddaramaiah, all of them who are now on the ground, piling pressure, upping the ante against the government, demanding that Eshwarappa be sacked. It's because of these kind of massive protests that the Karnataka Congress has been leading, Nolan, that the government, the BJP, is under pressure and have to perhaps act within the next 24 hours against Eshwarappa, or make their intent very, very clear here.
Well, Akshita, in fact, the Chief Minister in the morning when we spoke to him, he said that the postmortem is over, preliminary report, they are waiting for a preliminary report, and based on that, they will take further action. And then he also basically condemned this particular protest, saying that the Congress is a Gangotri of corruption, he says, and that they do not have any moral right to actually, one, talk about this issue and also go about with this particular protest. So for that, Surjewala actually has taken on and head out at the Chief Minister, saying that he himself is actually supporting, by not taking action directly, he's supporting all his ministers over here because of this commission politics or commission which is going on in his ministry, and basically action needs to be taken, otherwise they will not stop this protest.
Nolan, give us a sense, of the protest. The leaders who are present there from the Karnataka Congress, have the likes of DK Shivakumar also been detained now?
Well, right from DK Shivakumar, Siddaramaiah and also Surjewala have been detained. Let me just show you what's happening, because it's almost over now. It took place about, say, 5-10 minutes ago. Now the police are actually asking the rest who are still present over here to actually leave the spot, so that traffic can once more move on this road, so that the common man is not put to any sort of trouble. So the police, basically what they did was that they stopped all the vehicles here. Barricades were placed just where we are. The police made sure that no one moves away from where we are actually standing. So as of now, it's over. Senior leaders have been detained. They will be let out along with Congress workers, and things are slowly getting back to normal.
So quite some dramatic scenes witnessed there in the heart of Bengaluru. Amid that sea of security, the protests also, in fact, stepping up, with DK Shivakumar, the Karnataka Congress chief, former Chief Minister Siddaramaiah, Randeep Surjewala, who is also in Bengaluru. All of them have now been detained because of their protests. We understand that they were, in fact, chaotic scenes where barricades were put up on the road. They attempted to cross the barricades, Nolan, which is when they were taken into custody, which is when they were, in fact, taken into those buses, escorted out of there.
Well, in fact, they were stopped at these barricades. Let me just show you where they came over here. They are removing the barricades as of now so that traffic can once more start on this particular stretch of road. DK Shivakumar, Siddaramaiah, Surjewala were all stopped at this very spot where you see a large number of police personnel. It is over here that he very dramatically climbed the barricades, almost tripped and jumped to the other side. Surjewala also did the same, and they were detained by the police on the other side because no one can go over there. Police kept buses over there so that all the leaders, senior leaders, were detained and have been taken now to a nearby police station. But as of now, the situation is getting back to normal. You can see vehicles are once more plying on the road. The police want to make sure that the common man is not put to any sort of trouble. You're allowed to protest. Everyone has the right to protest in a democracy, but without sort of creating havoc for the common man. And that is what they're trying to do, clear the traffic at the moment as quickly as possible.
And this is the first of many, many protests that the opposition, that the Congress has lined up for the day as well, Nolan, because they're making it very clear they're not going to back off. The opposition is using this as a plank essentially against the BJP in the run-up to the election. And considering Eshwarappa's reputation of someone who's extremely controversial, someone who's been in the heart of controversy several times in the last few months, there will be questions asked of the BJP as to why they're shielding a minister who faces such a serious charge of abetment to suicide. Not sure if Nolan can hear me. Nolan, I was asking you about why the BJP is choosing to shield Eshwarappa as of now. Is it a question of waiting for more details to emerge? Are they giving Eshwarappa a chance to defend himself?
Well, Eshwarappa, this is not the first time that he has actually been in any sort of controversies. His controversies, favorite child, one of the BJP's leaders over here who loves to be in the thick of controversy. But we still do not know why they are holding on. See, everyone knows that Eshwarappa has a good number of followers and sizable pull in Shivamoga city. Now, and he's also a very strong Kuruba leader, one of the ones who can take on the likes of Siddaramaiah, who's also a Kuruba leader. So these are one of the reasons why they are holding back. Second, they are waiting. They're not too sure for what reason they're waiting, because if you look at the amount of evidence, initially it was just the letter that was written by the deceased to the Prime Minister. Before that, it was the Contractors Association who had written a letter talking about the 40% commission. But then everything changed after Santosh K. Patil died by suicide, allegedly died by suicide. In fact, we are waiting for the police to complete their investigation completely to tell us what really happened. But his death has actually changed everything. So our sources tell us that senior leaders in the BJP themselves say that in order to douse these flames, in order to bring about some sort of normalcy over here and semblance of normalcy in Karnataka, and give a chance for the BJP to fight back, he needs to step down. But if he steps down, there are chances that he might be arrested. So it's a catch-22 situation of sorts for the BJP over here. What's to be done? And that's one of the reasons why they're taking their time.
And they're facing immense pressure, really, from the opposition, who've not hesitated in the last 24 hours to hold one protest, one agitation after another, and time and again put forth only one demand, that KS Eshwarappa be sacked immediately as a minister. What we're also hearing, Nolan, is that there is considerable pressure from within, that many Karnataka cabinet ministers also believe that the time is up now for Eshwarappa, and that it's hugely embarrassing for the BJP that you have a senior leader, a senior minister facing such grave charges.
Akshita, in fact, many senior leaders have come out stating that this is nothing but fabricated evidence, this is propaganda. But the point is, there is a lot of evidence. Yesterday, former Chief Minister Siddaramaiah, while he was actually speaking to the media, spoke about that WhatsApp message where the deceased mentioned Eshwarappa's name. While Eshwarappa says that that cannot be used as sort of evidence, Siddaramaiah, himself being a lawyer and he has taught law in Mysore region.
Commission government, Baba Sahib's constitution is being trampled upon and subjugated by Mr. Basavaraj, Bommai and the BJP. Otherwise, tell me, under which law or provision of the constitution is Mr. Eshwarappa, an murder accused, continuing as a minister and has not been arrested? Is any of your viewers, any correspondent, if you had similarly been accused, you would have all been behind jails. All of us have been behind bars. Why is Eshwarappa not arrested? It shows that the corruption money is being shared by everybody, and as the Contractor Association says, even Chief Minister Office is also involved. So please do not insult Ma Ganga by using intemperate language. Actually, on Baba Saheb Ambedkar's Jayanti, this is a mission, corruption-free Karnataka. We call upon every fellow Kannadiga to rise in unison and to ensure that Karnataka is rid of the fountainhead of corruption, that is the Bharatiya Janata Party government.
Place yesterday, so they will wait for the preliminary report and then initiate action.
Chief Minister is a liar. He is a defender and protector of the corrupt. Bommai ji is lying to people. A child of Lord Baswanna, Santosh Patil, was murdered. Why has the accused not been arrested? Why is Mr. Basavaraj Bommai defending the corrupt?
Thank you, sir.
The latest reaction that came in from Randeep Surjewala just moments before he was detained, along with the likes of DK Shivakumar and Siddaramaiah. We're playing out the footage on your screens there from the dramatic protest. You can see the cops shoving DK Shivakumar, the Karnataka Congress chief, inside the bus as he continues to raise slogans, as he continues his protest, demanding action against Eshwarappa. Surjewala has also tweeted confirming that the Bommai government, he says, has arrested Siddaramaiah, DK Shivakumar and myself, as well as other Congress leaders and activists. BJP can't put a lid over corruption by such acts of suppression on Baba Saheb Jayanti. So you've got Randeep Surjewala and the other Congress leaders there very clearly lashing out at the government, staging one agitation after another. This rather dramatic agitation that took place in the heart of Bengaluru at the Racecourse Road, it culminated with the likes of DK Shivakumar, Siddaramaiah and the senior-most leaders of the Karnataka Congress, all of them being detained. And Surjewala has raised questions over this, saying that instead of arresting Eshwarappa, they've arrested all of us. And let's get you an exclusive conversation with the Karnataka Congress chief DK Shivakumar over this entire controversy surrounding Karnataka Minister KS Eshwarappa. Here's exactly what Shivakumar and the Congress is demanding.
Mr. DK Shivakumar, you have been protesting since last 24 hours. You also met the family of Santosh Patil this evening. What was the conversation, sir?
See, we met the family, we met the mother, we met the wife of Mr. Santosh Patil. They have come out very clearly that they have been demanded by the minister 40% commission, and the minister made him to go around so many times. And the Panchayat chairman also took them to the minister, and even the Panchayat chairman has come on record that I had taken to the minister twice. The minister himself had asked to do the work, and now they are not paying it. And now to pay the money, pay the bill, they are asking 40% of the commission. So he had already written a letter to the central ministry, minister, and all the chief minister also. Then in spite of that, no answer was being given. Ultimately, he had requested, and even some MLA and other Eshwarappa's son also has threatened them not to write and go to this type of this one. So ultimately, they have he has decided that she never got any intimation that he would like to do this. Due to the stress of the financial problem, he has committed suicide.
When we asked Eshwarappa the same question, he said, I don't know the family members, I've never met them. And when I checked with the department officials, there have been no work order issued. There's no tender issued to them. So there's no question of me knowing Santosh Patil.
We asked the same question what you are asking me to the wife of Mr. Santosh Patil. So she said that this same issue has been asked by the media people. We have replied. We have given the photographs. We have the evidence of my husband meeting the Honorable Minister. Honorable Minister also insisted us to pay 40% commission. Until the 40% commission is been paid, he will not release the payment or make a work order. That is what she has said. It is on record with all the local channels which is running out. And she has already said that being a BJP activist, we have been working telling that we are BJP, we are activities, we are the party workers. For us, it is happening. What more you want? She was just crying. This everything is on record, whatever she's telling.